So here we are now on this idyllic island in the middle of the Danube with all these wonderful willow trees, and we've been joined today, we're privileged today to have some guests with us. We have Milan, who was with us in Devon on a course a few weeks ago. We've got Marinko from Hooper, which is fantastic. Marinko has been the president of Hooper for the last 18 months, is it, or something like that now?
Actually, 12 months.
12 months, yeah. We've got Valentina, who was with us in Devon. How long ago was it? Yeah?
2 months ago.
2 months ago. And we've got Ivana, who is the vice president of Hooper. And we have two of our course participants, Natalia here from Russia, from Rostov-on-Don.
Well done.
And we've got Maria, who's from Ukraine. And Maria, you'll have to say the name of the place in Ukraine where you're...
I live in Borislav.
Right.
It is in western Ukraine. It's 100 kilometers away from Lviv. You might have heard of Lviv, you know.
It's very beautiful.
This is where I am from.
Right. So you got a chance to ask any. You're here for the day. Thanks ever so much for coming. So any questions that you have about the course, then they'll be happy to answer.
Can you share any memory that you will take away from this course when you come home? What will be the highlights of the course?
Okay, for me it's a long list actually, so I can't think of one memory that I'd like to take home, but quite a lot of things, because I think this course really, it was nothing like my expectations. It was much more than I had expected originally, because I met here lots of wonderful people from different countries, and I would feel really cool when there is this air and feeling of support everywhere. So we were really a very great team during the course, and I think that when we normally work at home in our usual environment, even though you have nice colleagues and everything, you kind of feel alone doing something or developing a project because you take all the responsibility for it. But here we really worked as a team all the time and groups supporting each other. So for me that was one of the most important things in the course. And I also got something I needed, I think, for my future teaching, this opportunity to look at to have a wider picture of teaching, so not limited by the classroom environment, but I also learned how to take my students out and to use everything around, no matter what language it is, to explore it and then do a lot of work in the English language, something that can be enriching not only from the point of view of language learning, but also the cultural experience and personal development and all the other things about it. So that was really great.
I have always been looking for the opportunity to come to a place where I cannot use my language. I mean, I'll speak English only, and here I am. My dream has come true, and this camp and the people are the vivid proof of what they say education is about. It's not about filling the bucket. It's about lighting the fire. Yes, and people around me they think the same way, most of them, like me. It's about living, not teaching. It's the way you live your life, and the sharing experiences. And, I received more than I expected, And once I have looked at the program of the course, and I saw linguistic, Mark, help me.
The local linguistic landscape.
Yes, linguistic landscape. I got stuck to it right away because I like the idea of doing field work, and this is where I have learned a lot, how to do that. And I believe we should do that, to raise our students to be conscious citizens.
What's one of the activities you are going to do with your students? Can you describe it? When you come back into the classroom, what's the first activity that you would choose to do with your students?
May I say that first? Sharing our books. I saw Mark was ready to give the book that is The Little Prince by Saint-Exupéry. And in the book, there is something about a talk between the prince and the fox. The prince wants to tame the fox and wants fox to become his friend. And the fox says, well, why should I be tamed? When once I have been tamed, I will need you, right? And this is when we were in one of the places and we saw a statue of a boy and a deer next to him. And you asked a question, what do you think the boy is saying to the deer? And I say, well, you can't be my friend. Why? Because you're not tamed. I took a picture of that statue, and I'm going to make it larger and present to my school students, asking, what do you think the boy was saying to the fox? And then I'll tell them the story. And I believe once we have tamed our students, we have to lead them from the beginning to the very end, because they need us and we need them. We learn, it's both ways process, right, of education. We learn from students and they learn from us. And when we are ready to learn from them, they appreciate this, and there is better connection and more trust. When there is more trust, when there is more reliance on somebody, there is success, I think.
As for me, I'm going to set my students off to do lots of field work now, because for me I think it's a logical step. We do lots of theatre in English, which is students devised theatre, so no scripts, which is very nice for exploring the personalities, getting out of their comfort zone, developing their personalities, exploring each other in a way, also creating this atmosphere of trust. And I think if they go out and kind of get out of the virtual reality, because I think they're all stuck there now, it will be really good to learn how to establish contact with people around, with people they don't know, how to talk to them. I think this is what we're going to do. This is also good for exploring the area they live in, because I'm sure they don't know much about it. So that's what I'm going to do, fieldwork.
That was one thing I was going to do. I'm going to do.
You have a question, Valentin?
Well, I don't have any questions. I'm just glad to see that people are really enjoying. And the main reason I came here is to see Mark and to see some other people, but also to recharge the batteries before the beginning of the school year, because this is something that it's not only the activities, but Mark made us think of various things, how to not change the way we teach, but just to make it richer, to make it more meaningful for our students. This is the whole atmosphere, and when I was approaching the boat, I heard Mark's voice, and all of a sudden the whole atmosphere from Devon came alive, and I'm really glad because of that. This is not just when you go to the seminar and you steal one activity and say, well, it's wonderful, and then you do it in your classroom and you see it doesn't work so well, and you say, well, I'll give it up. But this whole course is about, I can feel the same atmosphere. This is just the way you think about teaching. This is about philosophy. Unfortunately, fieldwork in our country, we are not allowed to take children out of the classroom because we need special permissions for that. But still, we can use this whole idea to give them tasks to do something without us, and then we will just check what's going on. Project work, yes, lots of project work, because we need permissions to do anything outside the classroom.
Milan?
Yeah, I have a question. Before leaving for Devon, Mark sent us an email. It was his article on summer schools and the optimum ratio between the academic and just enjoying yourself. And in Devon, I think the ratio was really optimal. So what would you say about that ratio here? So academic versus just leisure time?
I experienced kind of the same in my country, in the Carpathian region. The summer school was organized by the British Council and the Ministry of Education. And I went to that camp 2 weeks before my school started, and I had so much fun. We worked on reflection and observation a lot. And we traveled. So we walked through the villages, we went to places, and we were watching, and then we were giving feedback. And I realized that I'm not a beach person and seaside either. I am the person who enjoys learning and spending time with people and sharing ideas and getting ideas. And this is why I'm here.
And what about this beach here? How do you feel about this beach? These grains of sand.
When you are close, you are close to the nature. I'm nature lover. I'm mountain lover, you know, and camping lover. And I like sand, but I don't like a lot of water around. You know, I have water phobia. That's it. Not yet. Yes.
And how about you, Natalia? The balance between the academic and the fun.
That was a fantastic balance, I can tell you, because it's the first probably summer school for me, you know, and after those Delta experience, you know, especially the Delta course when you work like for 2.5 months non-stop 24/7, you know, that was actually do it the other way. Because when you do these academic courses, you are focused completely on all these tasks and you can't see anything around, really. It's so interesting. So I remember when I did the CELT in Edinburgh, Scotland, I didn't see anything in Edinburgh, so I have to go there again just to see the city. So I spent a month there. Here, it's just the other way around. We notice a lot, observe a lot, watch a lot, but at the same time we manage to do some learning, thinking, you know, we do a lot of analysis, we digest things, because there is quite a lot of personal space just to relax, breathe in, breathe out, and think. You know, I think this is really, really important. So for me, the ratio was okay. It was really good, and I managed to relax, not only to learn new things, and I also think that this format is pretty much in line with what learning a language is about, because it's learning by doing. So I think that that's something we were all doing here, learning by doing lots of things ourselves, personalizing them, taking in, and then making some conclusions and thinking of how we can integrate things into our everyday teaching.
If we are not in the classroom, that doesn't mean that we don't do anything academic. So we have tasks to do, and
well, thanks for that, and enjoy the rest of your time on this wonderful island. We can go swimming, you know? So I don't know if you brought your things, or if you haven't brought your things, you can go in there and we can go swimming. So thanks for that, yeah? Thank you, yeah?
We can go home.
And that was a lovely discussion, and we'll have a look at where we can go swimming. It's a long time since I've swum in the Danube. There's somebody here with their feet up and a bottle of Lav, the local beer, and so here's where we can come swimming. What a beautiful place it is. Peaceful. Just the ripples of the water. Lovely. And Christina's enjoying a little bit of peace and quiet. There's a butterfly over there. What a lovely spot, Christina.
Yeah. When I was a child, I had a fantasy to have a small house somewhere near the Danube.
And there in the distance is Novi Sad in that direction. So peaceful. A few birds. And I'm ready for a swim. See where to go in. What a fantastic place.